The Warri Indigenous Peoples Movement, WIPM, has raised serious concerns over the ongoing delineation exercise in Warri Federal Constituency, accusing the Independent National Electoral Commission (Inec) of bias and not adhering to its own guidelines. The group, which represents the Itsekiri people, took to the streets on Monday in Warri, staging a peaceful protest in response to what they call an improper implementation of a Supreme Court ruling on the matter.
I just want to clear one assertion. The assertion by the Ijos and Urobo that Warri Kingdom is co-owned by them needs logic on its head. We are not from the same family. Warri Kingdom is an inheritance of our parents, of our forefathers. If we are not from the same parents, how come you want to inherit our land with us? Bayelsa is not co-owned by the Ikweres and the Urobos. Ugeli is not co-owned by the Isoko and the Kwale people. How come you are claiming co-ownership of Warri Kingdom where we did not come from the same parents?
In the heart of Warri, members of the Itsekiri ethnic nationality gathered in a peaceful protest, voicing their frustration over the redrawing of electoral wards. Their demonstration comes in the wake of rising tensions surrounding the execution of a Supreme Court decision, which they believe Inec is misinterpreting. Addressing reporters at the protest site, Monoyo Edon, the General Secretary of WIPM, accused Inec of disregarding the court's explicit guidelines. He warned that this could fuel further ethnic divisions in the region, already scarred by a history of grievances against the Itsekiri people.
Originally, it is not in the character of Itsekiris to join issues with people who are ill-informed about Warri Federal Constituency or dissipate our energy in responding to other ethnic groups celebrating one of their own. But the tissues of lies and salvos fired against the Olu of Warri and the Itsekiri people during the celebration of one of their own in Warri cannot go unreplied. It behoves on us to set the record straight and properly situate the Ijos who have suddenly become strange bedfellows with the Agbasa people on this world delineation. In stark contrast to the accusation of the Ijos, Itsekiri are not opposed to the delineation of wards in Warri Federal Constituency. In fact, Warri Federal Constituency and the rest 359 federal constituencies of Nigeria are more than due for delineation. When Inec embarked on the field work, our expectation was that it will follow its criteria or guideline for the Supreme Court ordered fresh delineation in the Warri Federal Constituency. But to our utmost shock and dismay, Inec abandoned the guidelines. This is not new to us, having regard to the antecedents of Inec in the Warri Federal Constituency. We recall with trauma how Inec in 1997 illegally created 12 wards in Warri South local government area, which was a clear issue of gerrymandering against the Itsekiri people in Warri Federal Constituency. The said action, which was nullified by the Federal High Court in suit number FHC B/109/97, and Inec is yet to comply with the judgment of the court.
WIPM also expressed deep concern over what it sees as a distortion of the Supreme Court ruling by some leaders within the Ijo and Urobo communities. According to the group, these leaders twist the court's decision to suit their interest, thereby undermining the land rights of the Itsekiris.
The Ijo and Urobo stakeholders should not misinform the public with their deliberate misinterpretation of Supreme Court judgments.
The group has now called for the removal of Dennis Otuaro, the coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, accusing him of stoking ethnic tensions. This follows his controversial remarks about Okere land belonging to the Ijos.
But this place we are, this is Ijo territory. This is Ogbejo territory.
Yeah.
And that when we are giving out that love, we should be vigilant. We should be vigilant and we should protect our lands.
It is unfortunate that the same Dennis Otuaro, the coordinator of the Presidential Amnesty Program, can drag the prestigious office of the president into petty tribal differences and openly make an ethnically combustive statement capable of rocking the peace in Warri by declaring that Okere land is Ijaw land. We are not surprised that an Ijaw serving public office holder could make such inciting statements. After all, he had publicly boasted that he bought the amnesty seat for 4 billion naira. And recently, we are using this medium to call for the sack of Mr. Dennis Otuaro. He broke the oath of allegiance to his office and to the federal government of Nigeria by sponsoring such campaign against the First Lady. In other climes, Dennis Otuaro would have been sacked effective today.
Adding to the growing controversy, WIPM has condemned attempts to involve prominent figures such as First Lady Oluremi Tinubu and Senator Daisy Danjuma, both of whom have Itsekiri roots, in the political discourse. They allege that certain Ijaw leaders are spreading misinformation and attempting to manipulate public opinion to undermine Itsekiri leaders.
It beats our imagination that the First Lady and Senator Daisy Danjuma, a private individual who currently is not occupying any government office, will be dragged into this issue. Are the Ijaws telling us that the office of the First Lady is now an extension of Inec, or is it because of their Itsekiri ties? Interestingly, the Ijaw ethnic nationality have taken almost all federal government appointments in South under President Tinubu, such as MD NDDC, Coordinator Presidential Amnesty Program, Executive Director NUPROC, MD River Basin Development Authority, Executive Director South-South Development Commission, DG Security and Exchange Commission, etc. Yet, it is convenient for them to blackmail the First Lady just because she is an Itsekiri. Even when they had their son, Goodluck Jonathan, as president, it didn't stop them from blackmailing Itsekiri or anyone related to Itsekiri in government. Dr. Udwan, as governor, suffered ferocious blackmail from the Ijaws. The former DG, Nimasa, Mr. Temisa Omashaye, former EDP of the NDDC, Engineer Twoyo Omashuli, and the immediate past Executive Vice President, NNPCL, upstream, Mrs. Orishameyiwa Eyesan. They all suffered blackmail from the Ijaws and were removed from office. The current Executive Secretary, National Content Development and Monitoring Board, Engineer Phyllis Ogbe, is suffering torrential blackmail from the Ijaws so that the president will remove him from office. Ironically, their son, Sim Wabote, had a peaceful and undisturbed tenure in office.
The group also called the federal government's attention to illegal activities taking place in Ijaw territories, including arms stockpiling and oil bunkering in Baramatu and Kurutie.
Mr. President, as we speak, there is large-scale illegal oil bunkering activities going on in Baramatu, the home of the ex-militant leader, Tompolo, who currently has the contract to safeguard oil facilities in Delta. There are 2 caravan loads of sophisticated small arms and light weapons in Kurutie, which their indications were smuggled into the country through the office of the Presidential Amnesty Program. Tompolo and his Tantita company has been using the surveillance contract as a cover to pillage Itsekiri communities, abduct and torture innocent Itsekiris in his private cell in Oporoza. We are using this medium to call on the National Security Advisor, the DSS, the NIA, and the Inspector General of Police to move into Oporoza, especially the shrine of their deity, where the 2 caravans full of arms are hidden, and mop up the entire area of weapons.
They urged security agencies to investigate former militant leader, Government Ekpemukpolo, also known as Tom Polo, accusing him of using his oil surveillance contracts to harass Itsekiri people.
Warri Kingdom is an inheritance of the Itsekiri nation. We are calling on federal government, the state governor, to call their staff to order. Boro Opudu cannot use the instrument of government to oppress and intimidate the Itsekiri people. We have been law-abiding for these years. We are not cowards. We are not lazy. Nobody has the monopoly of violence. The Ijos and Itsekiris, we are living in glass houses. And if two elephants fight, the grass, they say, suffer. The Ijos should know that what happened in 1997 will never repeat itself again. We will not allow it. If you want us to live in peace, history has shown that the Itsekiri are peace-loving people, and we still want to remain that.
Despite the rising tensions, WIPM has reiterated its commitment to peace and unity. However, they remain firm in their stance. They will not cede any part of their ancestral land. The group has called on Inec to ensure the ongoing redistricting process is conducted fairly, transparently, and in a manner that respects the rights of the Itsekiri nation.